Okay, so as we were talking about fertilizers, we said that slow release is the best product to be using. And having said that, when do you fertilize? Well, in this part of the world, ideally you want to fertilize for 3 times per year. But the 2 most important times are definitely spring and fall. Now in springtime, your plants, your palms, your trees have not been fertilized, because we never recommend fertilizing in the winter, and are coming out of the winter pretty needy. So they're going to be going into the growing season when they need food. So make sure that spring, for sure, you fertilize. Fall, likewise, your plants are going into the winter. They need to be strong and healthy to make it through the winter fine. So for that reason, we always recommend fall. So if you can only manage 2, spring and fall, and if you can manage it, summer as well. Now, because our products are slow release, they last 3 to 4 months. So it's not an exact science. Basically, spring would be as soon as the threat of frost is passed, sometime in March usually. Summer would be midsummer, about 3 to 4 months later, July even. And fall would be no later than the end of October to the middle of November. Now, how do you fertilize? A lot of people have a tendency to want to throw the fertilizer right in on top of the roots. That is not where your feeder roots are. Your feeder roots spread outward from the palm, from the plant, from the tree. They're going to be out closer to where the edge of the palm is, as opposed to where the roots are. When you fertilize, you come out almost to the edge of the palm or the tree, and you're going to sprinkle the fertilizer down all the way around the tree or the palm, right at the drip line or slightly in from the drip line. Always sprinkle it down in a nice even pattern, not with great big globs of fertilizer. You want to make sure that you fertilize, when you're fertilizing, you water the plant before you fertilize it and water it after you fertilize it. Now, some people want to use products that are liquid. Some people are fans of those stakes. There's a couple of problems I have with that. Number one is that the stakes do not have much lateral movement. Most of the fertilizer goes straight down. Your feeder roots are out here, not down there. So the stakes do not have very good lateral movement, and therefore they're not fertilizing your feeder roots well. Likewise with water injectables. Number one, water soluble tends to dissipate very, very quickly in Florida. So we're not a big fan of water soluble fertilizers. The second reason, of course, is the same thing. It does not leach outward, it leaches downward. And your feeder roots are outward around your trees and your plants like that. How much to put down? Well, there's kind of a little rule of thumb. For your palm tree, essentially you're going to make a diagram under your palm from the edge of the frond to the edge of the frond, to the edge of the frond, to the edge of the frond. Measure that distance. So let's just say it's 10 by 10. When you get your measurement and figure out your square foot, you put down 1/2 cup of fertilizer per 10 square feet. All of this information, by the way, can be found on our website. There is a link for fertilizing, and if you look under the heading, it'll have both one for palms and plants as well as one for citrus. When you're fertilizing plants, though, on the other hand, you're again not going to dump it directly on top of the root ball. It's out here where you want to fertilize, out at the edge of the plant, not directly on top of the root ball. Same way with trees. You're going to fertilize right out here where the drip line is, not in on top of the root ball. The other factor is fertilizing too soon. Newly planted plants have very sensitive roots. Plus their feeder roots haven't started to spread yet. So you don't want to put fertilizer down too early because you'll end up burning your palm or your tree. You want to wait for, depending on the size of the plant or the palm, it could be anywhere from a month to 2 months to 3 months even before you think about fertilizing. Of course, as always, if you have any questions about fertilizer, we'd be happy to answer them for you. You can either call the office and ask to speak to somebody, you can stop by, or you can email us from our website and we'll be happy to answer your questions. Please do check out the website for the fertilizing information that is posted there. And by all means, as I said, if you have any questions at any time, please reach out to us.